Hello all and welcome back to my channel. So I am today going to get these titles, like series titles together, and we'll be drawing them, or I'll be drawing them on a video so that we all know what's to come next, what I'm finna be talking about. But for now, I did want to do a short review on Monster, the Ed Gein story. I just finished it last night. I have to say, um, maybe I'm a little biased because I love Ryan Murphy's work. Um, Obviously, he was one of the main people who brought us Evan Peters. Love Evan Peters, one of my favorite actors. Now, always said that he would be a good option for a Joker. I always said. I don't know if they're actually going to do it, obviously, because who the fuck am I? But everything that he's done, I have loved. I think he's great. Um, Anyways, so Charlie Hunnam, is that how you say his last name? Sorry if I butchered that. He did his thing, honey, and although I know he was in like Sons of Anarchy. I've never watched that. Um, but I know everybody like knows him from there. Very handsome guy. And now I know he's a great actor. He really got into character with this, the voice, the haircut, like everything. They did everything perfectly, I feel. And obviously we don't personally know Ed Gein. Um, and he obviously died in 1984. But they did a great job explaining what was going on with him and like his reactions to everything and what he did. It was a wild ride, I will say. um I really love this monster series that they got going on Netflix. Although I fell off of the Menendez brothers. I know everybody like said it was good and this and that, but like I made it through like 3 episodes, I think, and then I just kind of fell off. Probably because I'd be watching too much stuff at the same time, not because it wasn't good, because it was interesting. But anyways, back to Ed Gein. That's a crazy motherfucker there. Sure the fuck is. But you know, he from the way they explained it in the show, clearly he was mentally ill. Clearly he had been traumatized by his mother and her beliefs as far as like he shouldn't be, laying with anyone, any woman or what have you. He shouldn't be touching himself, like all of that. So I think he was very traumatized by his childhood, by his mom, as much as he loved her. And then like his brother tried to get away and he killed him. And I thought it was really crazy to me that he didn't even remember killing these people. Like he remembers doing the grave robbing, but and those acts that he did with people that were unalived, but when he actually did the killing, he didn't remember. um and that's how they portrayed it in the movie. He's just like, he's very cooperative with the police, and he's just like, I can't say I did that. I couldn't swear to it because I don't remember that. but he he remembers all the people that they're asking him about, except for the two boys. I don't. Anyway, he remembers them, but he doesn't remember killing them. So I'm just like, that's real crazy for you. So, and I didn't realize how many people like idolized him, and how many people went ahead to create their own history of these, killing sprees. I mean, you had some guy, Richard Speck, I believe. He was writing him letters and saying that, now if this is true that Ed Gein helped crack that Ted Bundy case, that's wild. Because as you watch the show and get into it, the last couple episodes, he's in the mental hospital, has been there for quite a while, and he's made friends with like the nurses, the caretakers, the guards, like everybody, right? And so they come and talk to him, and Ed says, well, hey, I have like an acquaintance of mine, and he's saying that there's this guy who got inspired by him, who was inspired by me, saying that he's been the reason for some of these killings up, I think it was Washington, saying that it rains a lot, and so that he wanted to go somewhere else to get at some co-eds and stuff like that. And so they show a scene where I think it's after Ed dies, and there's some kids partying in a cemetery, like some high school kids or something, high school or college, whatever. They looked young. And one of the kids, he sees some guy in the cemetery. Now, I think actually this is what it is was, I think that they were trying to bring it all together at the end, because that's it's really the end of the show, is that they show some of the characters that were inspired by Ed. And so the kid, I think he's seen like Ghost, you know what I mean? Because he's the only one who can see it, not his friends. They're in a cemetery. They rip out, basically with their truck, they rip out Ed Gein's headstone. And so they're about to head out. One kid looks off into the distance. He sees Ted Bundy, right? But I'm guessing he's like not really there, because then he makes it to the pickup truck, and so everyone's like, they're all going away. But then he also sees like Leatherface as they're driving off, and he sees Richard Speck. And so that was like a really cool scene, actually, because it's like all of these characters were inspired by like this one guy who really doesn't remember like half of what he did, or like it's just crazy to me. And they like idolized him for his unspeakable acts, which is crazy to me. And I don't know, but definitely for sure the actors in this like did their thing. And a girl who played Adeline, I think she did a great job. I didn't know, obviously we had no idea the really goings on that his like love life had before this show. But she was also like a crazy little bitch. I mean, she really liked the same things that Ed liked, and so I think that's why they worked out as far as dating each other. But she could see, I think she could see early on that they're really like he was a little more intense with it. She was more like, I'm trying to be a photographer, like a journalist, you know, like I do want to capture these moments because they don't bother me like they would bother other people. But I don't think she could see herself actually committing the crimes, you know? Like, I think she just wanted to report on it. She wanted the world to know the truth. And I think that at first she thought that Ed was like that, like, you know, but I think the pictures that she gave him from World War II, like the Holocaust, all of that, the concentration camps, I think that definitely had another trigger in him that made him start doing that. Like, if you watch it, like, you'll definitely see that. And you know, if you've already seen it, obviously you know that. um I mean, first trigger for sure was his mom, because he was still doing other things that she didn't want him to do. He kept getting caught. As far as doing all the other stuff, I think that was like definitely Adeline had pushed him into it, like unconsciously. Like, she didn't know that that was going to happen. Obviously, she just thought they were interested in the same things. So whenever he said like creepy stuff, I don't think she really saw it as creepy because she liked that stuff. But she did, you know, obviously get freaked out that like first time that she went in the house, and she was just like, okay, like you're actually doing a lot. So, anyways, I will give this show definitely a 10 out of 10. It definitely explained the psyche behind the monster, you know. So really, really good show. I think there's only like eight episodes or something like that, 8 or 10 episodes. So if you have the time and you haven't watched it yet, definitely go see it. Like, it's definitely worth it, especially if you like true crime stuff. Definitely highly recommend. Anyways, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll be back most likely later tonight with a name pool of which series I'm gonna be starting and reviewing for you guys. I got a few options in mind. We'll go over them later in my other video. And like I said, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Definitely subscribe. I'm trying to make it big out here, y'all, you know? So excuse the way I look. You know, I always just be waking up when I be making these videos. I don't care how I look. So I will see y'all later. Have a happy Tuesday, and stay healthy, stay kind. We got too much hate in this world. Bye, y'all.